Sending resumes and hearing absolutely nothing? Let's talk about that special kind of modern torture. Because there's nothing quite like spending 2 hours applying for a job only to be ignored by a system that made you create a password with one capital letter, one number, one symbol, and minimum 15 characters with a security question.
Exactly. You upload your resume. Then the system says, great, now please type your entire life story into these tiny little boxes. And somehow, after all that, you still get no response. Not even a polite rejection, just silence. Professional, corporate, automated silence. Very warm, very human.
We're Nancy and Laszlo, and if you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s like us, this hits differently because you're not applying with no experience. You have years of experience, decades maybe. You've solved problems, led teams, handled pressure, raised kids, paid bills, survived office politics. Honestly, that alone should come with a trophy.
But instead, you send out your resume after resume, you apply for jobs you're qualified for, then jobs you're overqualified for, then jobs you think, okay, I could do this in my sleep, and still nothing. No calls, no interview, no explanation, just you and that inbox staring at each other like two people in a bad relationship.
That was us. Laszlo had 28 years in operations and leadership, 28 years of experience managing teams, solving problems, handling pressure, making things work when things were falling apart. And then, suddenly, finding a job felt impossible.
I sent resumes everywhere. And let me tell you, I mean everywhere. At first, you try to stay positive. You think to yourself, okay, this one looks good. Then nothing. So you apply again, again and again. And at some point, applying for a job starts feeling like you're throwing your resume into the digital void where it's going to be ignored forever.
And the hard part is, life keeps moving. The bills don't care that nobody called. The grocery store doesn't say, oh, your resume is under review. No problem. The eggs are free today. Nope. Everything keeps costing money, and the savings start going down faster than you ever thought they would.
So let me tell you something, because this is where it's going to get emotional. Because after a while, it's not just about money, it starts affecting your confidence. You start wondering, am I too old? Am I too expensive?
Mm.
Did all those years mean nothing? Am I suddenly obsolete? And that is a dangerous place to stay too long because silence can make you doubt things that are still true. You still have value, you still have skills, and you still have experience. The system just isn't responding.
Exactly. And we want to say this clearly. If you're sending resumes and hearing nothing, it does not mean you're useless. It does not mean you're done. It does not mean you have nothing to offer. It may mean the old system is no longer the safest place to put all your hope. And yes, that is annoying because we were promised that hard work and experience would matter. But the reality is, it doesn't matter to employers anymore.
So here's what got us thinking. Maybe the goal is not to keep begging the same system to notice you. Maybe the goal is to build something that gives you options outside of that system. Because when you depend on one path only and that path stops working, everything feels scary. But when you start creating another path, even a small one, your confidence starts coming back.
That's why digital marketing got our attention. Not because we woke up one day and said, let's become internet people. No, we are regular people. We still like coffee, clear instructions, and not having to learn 17 apps to simply get started. But digital marketing showed us that regular people can build income online. You don't need to be 25, you don't need to be techie, you don't need to dance online, and you don't need to ask a boss for permission, which honestly is quite refreshing.
And that is where legacy builders made sense to us because it gave us a simple system, step by step training, a community, a clear path, not just go figure it out and good luck.
What we liked was that it didn't make us feel behind. It made us feel like we could learn. At our age, that matters because we're not looking for another complicated thing to stress over. We're looking for something that helps us move forward, something that gives us options, something that lets us stop waiting for someone else to decide if we're still worth something.
And that's the real shift. When you stop only asking who will hire me and start asking what I can build, everything changes. Not overnight, not magically, but mentally you stop feeling powerless. You start realizing your experience isn't wasted. It just needs to be redirected.
And maybe that's the message for today. If you're not getting hired, that does not mean your future is over. It means it may be time to stop letting others decide your self worth. Because honestly, you're not done yet.
So if you've been sending resumes and hearing nothing, we get it. The silence is frustrating. It's actually exhausting. And yes, if it could feel personal, but maybe it's not the end of the road. Maybe it's a sign that you need another road, one you build, one that doesn't depend on someone calling you back.
So listen to me. You're not too old. You're not obsolete. You're not done. You may just be in the wrong system. And the good news is there are new ways to create income now, even for regular people, even for people our age, even for people who still print things because, just in case, no judgment, we respect the printer crowd.
If this hits a little too close to home, start with the free blueprint. It shows a digital marketing path that got our attention and why we believe regular people our age should at least understand it.
No pressure, no hype, just to look at another option. Because sending resumes into the void should not be your only plan. Click the link, grab the free blueprint, and see what we found.
Your inbox may be quiet, but your future does not have to be.
No, it doesn't.